easy. Sit back, sit back, sit back. While we make this shit look easy. Yeah. Smoke a Lucy, then circle around when you say that this shit ain't easy. Feel it's new. See, reload, and you say that this world is greedy. Yeah. Y'all know what it is. It is summer. It's Sunday, 8 p.m. The open mic is here. Y'all see the co-host of the open mic, Big Mike. Yo, he been running. We've been running. He on location doing things. So the mic is open. Y'all already see who I got. Let me introduce the man right here at the hour. Yo, the big dog from Philly, Philly's finest, Cozy Mo Better Blues. What up, brother?
Hey man, it's what it is, Scully. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm here, man. You know.
Hey, welcome to the show, man. For real. Let me do my introductions and I'll let Cozy go ahead and tell y'all all about where everything going on with the Mo Better. This man, look, you are now looking at the one half. There's a split in the middle right now, Cozy. One half of Philly, the other half of Philly, rap, R&B, gospel. We are Philly's finest, man. Cozy Mo, welcome, open mic. Yo, I'm just glad to have you here because we talked about this moment and here we go, man. God is good, right?
All the time, man. All the time, man. You can't do it without him, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to put God first before you do anything in life, man. You have to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Big Mike ain't here today. We took a couple weeks off. We riding through the second half of this season. Everybody know the mic is open when we got a special guest on here. We don't do the astronomy and all that. Matter of fact, Cozy Mo, when was you born? What's your astronomy sign? Let the people know about you.
Well, you know, I'm a person. I don't tell no lie, man. I was born 1963, March 22nd. You know,
March 22nd. Aries, right?
Yeah, I'm an Aries.
You already look there. We was just talking off camera while we got this connection. Bull, Taurus, Aries. We both got horns. We don't mess around. That's why we connect the way we do.
Yeah. It's that energy, man. It's that chemistry, man. That's just meant to be. You know.
Yeah.
Something meant to be, man.
Yeah. Let me give them a breakdown of how Cozy Mo this. So the show is called the Micographers. What we're doing is we're going through some of the now. Cozy's got his, I got mine. Everybody has theirs. But I was trying to figure out the top 12 most influential artists of all time music. That's why Cozy's here. Mo Better, the Assumption Band. Y'all check them out. YouTube. The tracks is out. Scully, Most Feeler, Cozy. They don't know what we do, bro. We've been on stage. We've been rocking this. You've been doing this for a minute. Tell the people kind of what you got going on and what to be looking for, man, in the future, bro. Talk to them.
Well, right at this point right now, you know, they know Cozy Mo Better got music out here in the world, which is Do You Feel Me, Them Without Your Love, Critters, Haters, Mad. You know, there's several songs that is a song Cozy Mo Better. They can look out for the new tunes that's going to be coming. Beautiful Love, Am I an Orphan, Scream, you know, trying to finish up this EP right now, man, with my man King Mirage. Shout out to him, man, you know, producer that's producing some tracks for me right now. Right now, man, you know, just trying to keep the music out there, man, you know, keep it out there, man, keep that product out there, man, you know, so some shows come around, you know, you had the catalog to perform for folks, man, you know, so basically what I'm doing, man, right now, and I'm in the studio recording this EP, you know, just trying to do my thing, man, you know, continue to stand up above water, man.
Nah, you ain't trying. You ain't trying, brother. I see you out here, bro. They need to check that Critters out. That Critters out in that bro. And my new it's summertime, but Christmas right around the corner. Yo, Cozy Mo hitting y'all with that Cozy Christmas.
Yeah. Cozy. Matter of fact, Cozy Christmas is on vinyl now. You know what I mean? So they definitely can purchase that. That's out there now on vinyl now. Shout out to Deeper Entertainment that, you know, put it out for me. But yeah, man, that Cozy's out there. He is on vinyl now. So if people want the vinyl, all they gotta do is tap into it, Google it. You know what I mean? They definitely could pick that up. It's out there all on the digital outlets. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Tap
man. I'm just trying to stay busy, man. You know.
Yeah. Tap in, show love to your boys. Open mic, Cozy Mo here, rocking with Big J Scully, Big Mike on location. We'll see him next week. So Cozy, I know before we get into the list of artists and how we feel, how they meant to us, and who kind of like paved your way, let me tell the people. So me and Cozy, big shout out to Robbie D, GCE Entertainment, my dogs, Philly. I know what it is. So Cozy Mo got the Assumptions. They rocking, right? Me and Robbie D doing our DJ thing. Robbie D's a drummer for Assumptions. And then me and Cozy get together, and it's kind of like Jay-Z, Jermaine Dupri on some, or you know what? You know what though, Cozy? When I heard you, I'm like, bruh, this dude kind of like remind me. I said, Cozy got his own style, but I said, this dude kind of remind me of like Jodeci. Like for real, like on some raw shit. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I get those kind of, influences from people like that, man. You know, that people say like Jodeci and things like that. But you know, they was all big influences to me coming up, man. You know, all those groups, man. True,
Yeah.
Jodeci, New Edition, Boyz
Yeah.
II Men, you know what I mean? They were all big influence on for me, man, you know, coming up in this game, man, you know. So
Yeah.
I gotta give those people their props, you know, even to this day, man. Like New Edition is always gonna be one of my favorite groups. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
and I could have had them on this list, but like I said, this list, man, this list, we can go and it's hard to do the top 12, but man, like then we one day maybe we'll jump into the groups and be like, what are the top 12 greatest major groups of all time? I'll bring Cozy Mo back on, we'll do our thing. But Cozy got his own style to me. So Cozy, talk to the people how like I know when I look at you, you know, you got the rhythm. So me and Cozy, let me just let it out the bag. Me and Cozy, he working on the EP. I'm working on the EP right now. We doing group projects. Me and Mo Better is coming in 2026. Pause. We coming with some group shit. It's gonna be. We ain't gonna tell you how it's gonna be, but this Cozy usually to me is that R&B smooth. Get with your lady, lay back, Sunday afternoon open mic, you chilling with her, you know what I mean? You laid up, and then y'all know what happened after that. It get more better, right? And then, but Cozy, I know that lately you say you've been on your gospel. So how's this last EP? Is it Cozy Mo Better R&B or is it Cozy like gospel? How you looking? How you point at it?
I'm gonna put it to you like this, man. You know, King Rod was doing a lot of writing. And basically this time I'm not doing the writing for the songs. King Rod has been doing a lot of writing for me for this EP. And
Right.
it's variety styles, you know, something different for Cozy Mo Better. Um, I wouldn't even put them on an R&B tip.
Okay.
You got
Something
some,
different.
you got some different styles of sounds on this EP for Cozy Mo Better. Some of them might be pop. Some of them might be a little bit of African music, African style.
Okay. Some reggae. You might have some reggae popping on there too.
It's different variety of styles for Cozy Mo Better on this EP.
Mm,
Something that this brother brought out of me, you know.
that's what's up.
Everybody know me as an R&B singer. But the different on these styles of these songs here, it's a different style for Cozy Mo Better.
Fact.
Yeah, that's why I'm excited for the world to actually hear some of Cozy Mo Better true talent, you know, besides just R&B. You know,
Right.
this
So
EP,
what you
this,
think you saying you're doing is you just kind of you know where your backbone was with your music and where things go. But as artists, you know, we evolve and you really hitting that tree of limbs of different type of
this,
styles, right? And really
different
hitting them
styles,
out.
man. You know, that the world is going to be pretty much shocked of. You know, because Actually, one of the songs that we just did, I don't know if you heard it, it's called Chop.
No, I ain't hear that. Got to get back to that.
That's out there in the world, and that's a different style that people are used to hearing me sing. You know, like I said, King Amarabi doing a lot of writing, but
Hmm.
it's past a couple songs that I've been doing. So
Okay.
it's different. It's different. Brought me out of my element. That I normally be doing singing to.
Hmm.
Yeah, they're totally different songs that styles that people gonna know it's Cozy Mo better, but
Yeah.
people also gonna be excited because it's a different style that I'm coming at.
Right. And
Yeah,
you got that distinctive voice, so they gonna already know it's Cozy Mo. You
yeah,
got that voice, man. One thing
yeah,
about me and you, and we talked about this when we was in the lab, with assumptions and everything in the beginning, and we talked about how distinctive we was, how, like I said, I can compare you to people, and you can compare me to people. But I
yeah.
feel like Sully, Cozy Mo, we stand on our own, man. We really are owning an individual artist. You know what I mean?
And I'm kind of glad at that, man. That I have my own style, my own craft that I don't imitate anybody else, man. Because it's always good to be different, man. You know,
Facts.
that's what makes you God being different.
Mhm.
Some people want to accept it, some people's not going to accept it. But
Right.
being different is more important than trying to carbon copy somebody else's, man. Really.
Copy. Talk to him, Philly.
You know,
Carbon, copy them cats. Yo, look, it's 10 of
yeah,
them. It's only one of us, right?
yeah, and I really thank God for that, man. Like I said, I take my hat off for King Amarad for bringing out another side, of me, man. Dealing with this singing and music, because it's all different kind of styles
Mm,
that you can put in your craft instead of just
yeah,
being one way. Don't be stagnated on one thing. But being
that's right.
stagnant, it's just like sometimes when people ask you when you do different, when you're doing shows, people want you to do cover songs. I don't
Yeah.
do covers. I don't do covers. Um,
Nah. You're not a cover artist, bro. You're
no,
not, this ain't
right.
karaoke, homie.
I'm not. I don't do covers. The reason why I don't do covers, man, because I experienced that once before, and it was the worst experience in my whole career, man. And I said after that, I would never do another cover song again because
It's
you're
not
not
you.
you're not that artist.
Right.
Regardless what people are used to hearing, but
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's good for you to hear something different that you're going to like from the door. That's why I tell people when I perform, once you hear my songs, you're going to like my songs. Even though that you may not have heard them before, but
Mm-hmm.
immediately as you hear them, you're going to fall in love with them because that's the type of kind of music that I
I
write.
I
You
can
know,
talk to the people now. You know me. I'm not. I like I said, guy. You getting your R&B bag and you getting your move. I'm not a big R&B guy, but I'm not gonna lie. When I heard Cozy better voice, and he smoothed it out and put it down flat, laid it down for the ladies. Hey, you got to do nothing but show love to a dude that really got lyrics, can got the vocals, and got the stage. They don't know nothing about your stage presence unless they showed up. Show up
yeah,
and check
that's
the boy
that's
Cozy Mo better out. Yeah.
that's the thing. In my bio, uh, like they says in my Bible, you won't know his performance unless you're really there. His style because when I get on the stage, I'm electric, man. I change to a different element. When I'm on stage than just being in the studio. That's why I try to tell people come out to the shows because
Yeah.
once you come out to the shows, you're definitely gonna want to come back to see Cozy Mo better. You know what I mean?
That's
For
a
real.
fact. That's
And,
a
and,
fact.
and
So go ahead, Cole.
I had to give my wife that credibility by making me the artist that I am by being on stage. You know what I mean?
Oh, she gave you extra flair swag on the stage, Cozy.
It's not only that she gave me the extra ability of the swag by being on the stage, it's more or less that, when you have constructive criticism,
Mm.
you're not doing some things which you should be doing. You know what I mean? And she was definitely one of my worst critics, made me the artist that I am today. And I thank God for her.
Now
So
Now y'all hearing this from this Philly talk right now. We spending this first 15 minutes cozy guiding them on how Philly artists, how our real artists come up and how they brag. This man just said sometimes his worst critic not only can be yourself, could be your wife or your significant other. That's supposed to be your biggest fan telling you, hey, you can get better. You can make this even yourself greater. And this man, then as most men would have took it cozy, like, oh girl, you don't know what you're talking about. I know I'm raw. Nah, you was like, you know what? You're right. I could get more better. Let's go.
That's why the name Cozy Mo Better came in phrase. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
from
Nah, I mean,
Cozy Mo to Cozy Mo Better. You know what I mean? So yeah,
y'all rocking with the best is open mic. Yo, Cozy Mo Better Blues is here. We here, bruh. Assumptions, most feeling man cave. So cozy. We gonna get into I'm gonna break down a couple of the greatest all genres, man. We're gonna break down the genres. You tell me how you feel about them, and if you got some other artists that you think you might want to slide in a slot or something, man, let it be known. You know what I mean?
yes, sir.
All right, so let's go in. So obviously, some of the most influential artists, bands of all time, Cozy Mo. We're gonna start with the Beatles, right? The Beatles, bro. I mean, considered one of the most influential bands of all time. The Beatles revolutionized popular music, set the standard for countless artists who followed. So I know Paul McCartney, I know Ringo Starr, I know them boys. We do our research on music because we come from that era of listening to everything. Yeah, the Beatles was something else, Cozy. How you feel about the band, the Beatles, and how you think they say they one of the most influential groups ever. How you feel like about
Let,
that moment?
let me tell you something. The Beatles, yo, listen, man. I grew up on the Beatles, man. By listening to their music. You
Yeah,
know, uh, they were big influences too, man. Regardless what their race was,
right.
but they had very good influence in music, man. That you can learn from. You know,
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
Beatles, yo, yeah, yo, they were one of the hottest bands out there, man, in the world, man. The Beatles, man. You
Hey, the
can't you
Beatles.
can't sleep on the Beatles.
Hey, and that's why you got groups like I'm surprised they ain't made a group called the Black Beatles yet because you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Yeah, the Beatles is the Beatles. Like I think they one of the highest selling artists and groups all day. You see, Cozy Mo had his shades on, so Scully had to throw his shades on. We was talking about the black. Where you looking at the Black Beatles right here? Let's go.
oh, man. They was real big influences on people, man. In this world, that a lot of bands and thing of that nature by putting bands and stuff together. If it
Hmm.
wasn't for the Beatles, man, there wouldn't be no Kiss and all that old stuff out there, man. You know what I mean? The Beatles is, yo, man, they legends, man. You
Yeah,
know,
that's a legendary shit. And speaking of Kiss, we had the legendary artist just passed. What's his name? Ozzy Osbourne just passed.
That
So
was
we,
fun. Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah. And you talking about now? I know, Cozy. We grew up on a lot, and we versatile because that's just the era of music that we grew up on. We grew up on the best era. I feel like between '70s and '90s was the great 2000s was the greatest era of every genre. So it's like, even though I wasn't a big Ozzy fan, I could sit here and tell you, lyrically, vocalist, this dude vocals was nuts, crazy,
Man,
crazy,
that's,
crazy.
that's that's how he made it, man. A lot of time people think it's just the music. People gravitate to lyrics, man. That some of his lyrics, man, was live stuff, man. Stuff that really happened, in his life.
Right.
And you got. That's why I tell people when you hear songs, don't just listen to the beat. Listen to the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
Lyrics is what save you. You know,
Yeah.
it's not always the music. It's the lyrics that makes the music, man. I remember when I first started singing, man, and this is when I started getting introduced to the band. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um, I had brought my music to the band. And the band was like, we can't play this.
Yeah.
What do you mean you can't play this? They said, well, you're making the rhythm. The music is not making the rhythm. You need
Right.
music for yourself that we can play, and that's when I started learning about difference between beat and loops and thing of that nature,
Yeah.
because
Cozy, you know what somebody told me one time, somebody years ago, even before I hit the level that I'm at now, I feel like I'm one of the greatest lyricists. Underground, major, it don't really matter, bro. But
you're
um,
definitely dope lyrical, man. Yeah, you're
yeah,
very dope. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Somebody told me this one dude said, he said, you got to dumb down your lyrics because a lot of people not going to understand you. And I said, bruh,
Okay.
I said, I
They,
can't, I said, how can you dump that? Listen to the sound of that, Cozy Mo. Dumb down your lyrics so people can understand it. Nah, them people got to smarten up and catch up and understand what you saying, right?
that's it. That's it, man. You're very lyrical, man. It's like my man King Amiraj. King Amiraj is like a book, man. He's like a book written in his own ways, man. That very lyrical, man. Yo, you
Yo,
got
and
you got a hat on. He'll make a song about your shoes. You know,
yeah,
very
and
lyrical. He reminds me of you.
yeah, yeah.
That's why I said I tried to get him on our show tonight, but he had to work late. You
That's
know,
okay. What we're gonna do for the people, because I already knew that Cozy Mo and Scully on the open mic was gonna be hot. What we gonna do is we gonna bring Cozy Mo back later in the season, and then what we gonna do is we gonna pop off and we gonna give him some live music and really give him a nice show. How about that, Mo?
without a doubt, without a doubt. I ain't got a problem giving them something live, man. Especially for the world, man.
Know what it is? Yeah, heck
Anytime
yeah.
that I can give back, to the world, I don't mind giving back, because again, the world made me. I didn't make the world, you got to give back to people, man. You got to give back to your fans and your friends and your family, people that support you, that make you out there in the world. Because, like I said, you don't give back, man, the world ain't gonna do nothing for you, man. So you got to give the world what they need or what they need to hear.
And I like the way you saying that, Cozy, and it go for a lot of other people because I know you know this game. You've been in this game a little longer than me. It's like at the end of the day, yeah, artists always look out for your fans, sign autographs, show love, give them the best performance. But also, I'm gonna look at on the other end, Cozy. When you people out there, when you see artists, independent, major label artists like me and Cozy, show love, show up, show love. You know what I mean? Help. You know what I mean?
We've
You
been
out, yeah, you out here. I see a lot of people out here boosting complete strangers that they ain't never gonna meet. But then they
and
got really great talented people that live down the street from them and they ain't showing no love. Y'all got to show more love, especially my Philly people, man. Stand up.
you got to show more love to the people, man, that's down the street, man. Because I don't take nothing away from entertainers that's in the world that really don't support person next door.
Mhm.
Because I had to support the people that support me, man. I love everybody, man. I'm not gonna stop nobody craft, but I do support the people that support me. For the
Got
ones
you.
that don't support me, you already out there because you're strolling past my video or my songs every day. You got major people out there, man, that know who you are,
Hmm.
your videos, heard your songs, and just because you're not on stage with them, they don't support you. And that's not a good thing.
Hmm.
Um, that's just
That's
not
not.
a good thing.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I'm not gonna say
yeah.
no name. I'm not gonna
No,
say no name, but
no, we're
I
not
hit
here
up
for that.
I hit
Yeah.
up an artist. I hit up an artist and I basically grew up in his backyard, knew his whole family, and I just asked him to make a response to me on
Uh-huh.
one of my videos. And he couldn't respond. He never
Uh-huh.
responded to me. And I couldn't understand it. I'm like, we the ones that made you where you at today.
All right.
And the thing about it, you know me personally. I know you personally. I know your family. I
Right.
watched you grow up. and it made me feel real kind of disappointed in him because I didn't think that he would treat me. He's probably treating other people like that too, but I was very disappointed. But, I inboxed him, and my thing is this: if you don't want nobody to inbox you, you shouldn't have a person be able to inbox you or leave comments and things of that nature. I mean, I've never done anything wrong to him. I've always gave him the
Yeah.
best support in the world because we're the ones that made you who you are today.
You know what, Mo better check it. So we going live. It's the open mic. We got the chat popping. What up, Mike Carrico? I see you out here. It's the open mic. You rocking with Cozy Mo and Scully. So Cozy, kind of on that, like at the end of the day, I see what you're saying. We're not here to say no names, but we are out here saying, yo, we giving y'all as local, independent, major artists, we giving y'all all the hard work, blood and sweat and tears, respect and love your artists from around the corner. And you had something personally. And again, I'm telling you, Cozy, everybody ain't, I don't care if you from Philly, I don't care if you from New York, I don't care where you from. Everybody ain't rap. Everybody just don't got that type of heart and vibe that me and you got. That's why we here today, because of the vibe. Yeah. And the humility we got, but also the swagger to know that we are one of the greatest out here. And everybody just not gonna do what we do, man.
But the thing is, like when people first seen me on MTV and seen me on TV and cable, and people asked me, people was like, "Wow, you're approachable. Why not? I'm no different than you. God just gave me a voice, and I'm just using it in the perspective way that I'm supposed to. Yeah, I got something to the majors. That still don't make me better than you. People will ask me for different opinions. They will inbox me. Well, what do you think about this, Cosimo Better? If I didn't want you to inbox me or ask me any kind of questions, I will make my page for no questions or no messages and thing of that nature.
Like how a lot of famous people, you can't even comment. They don't want to hear your comment. They don't care.
Which I can understand that because you got a lot of crazy people out here in the world. You got a lot of people that does things that doesn't make any sense. When you have somebody that's very sensible and on the same level that you're on, supposed to be, why not comment? Why not give that person advice? Because that advice can really save a person, man. You never turn your back on people, man. I don't care who you are, man, or what you're doing. I got people walk around, approach me when I'm not looking like Jodeci or Case or somebody. People walk up to me and ask me, am I related to Samuel Jackson? I don't.
Cozy Mo got the smooth bald head with the shades. They think he's Samuel.
I don't give that person an attitude. To me, it's a compliment. You understand what I'm saying? And it's like, people literally walk up to me and ask, are you related to Samuel Jackson? I'd be like, nah. It was like, anybody would tell you, you look just like him? I'm like, hey,
that's love. That's love, right?
And it's not just a 1 day or 2 day or 3 day. This been going on half my whole life. You know what I mean? That people walk up and ask me, are you related to Samuel Jackson?
You got the Samuel L and I got the Usher, bro. You know how many people came up to me like, yo, you look like Usher, bro. I'm like, I appreciate that. I ain't taking that. That's not negativity. When you look like a star, that means you like you said a couple minutes ago, Cozy. You gotta walk like you something like you a bit individual in this world. You gotta be individual, man. If you everyone should feel like a star, and that's what the open mic does with this show with me and Mike. And I know you've been tuning in and watching. That's what we do. We try to guide and we try to tell people, bruh, be your own star. Don't be no follower. And just if you got haters, good. Haters are good. What song you make for haters? Tell them, Cozy.
Oh, haters mad. Haters mad. It's not a hater song. It's basically a song that for the haters, for the people that was mad that used to be with me or did some things with me. Now you're not doing those things, so I'm doing things. It's not my fault that you didn't stick around like you
Mm,
supposed to. So now,
mm.
and so I had to give them a song called "Haters Mad." The haters are mad. They not
Damn,
mad at me. They mad at themselves.
I gotta take a sip on that one.
Yeah, for
Damn.
not sticking around. You know, I don't write diss songs like, for instance, Critters. Critters
Critters.
is my favorite diss song.
That's my shit. Y'all check out Critters,
Yeah.
Cozy Mo YouTube.
You know, Critters is the song that these are what I told my critters that I was going to do before I got where I was at today. You know what
Your
I mean?
goons. Like your
You know,
goons. Critters is like AKA your goons, right?
right? It's like you know, you can't because something doesn't appeal to you at first. You can't knock a person for something they're trying to do because, like I tell people, when you first learn how to tie your shoes, you have to keep doing it till you got it. When you first learn how to drive a car, you had to keep doing it till you got it.
Right.
Nothing works overnight. You know what I mean? And the thing
Mm,
is, as long as you're consistent with it, you can't do nothing but get good at it. You can't get worse at it. You
yeah.
know, so for something that you don't love now, you gonna love later on. So why
Hey,
criticize people telling people what they can't do in life?
hey, Cozy.
I'll never go
Yeah.
around telling nobody what they can't do.
Nah, we ain't running and telling that. And it ain't just because we
So
Philly kids. It's just because that's the way we raised. But Cozy, me and Cozy talking about there's a lot of negativity in the music game. We love the positive side of it, and we just telling them to support your artist. Philly, you're looking at two spectrums of the Philly music spectrum right now. We say Philly because that's where we from, but at the end of the day, we worldwide artists. But at the end of the day, show love to your local celebrities. Show love to the artists that's up 2-3 in the morning putting in work like Cozy and me. Show love and you'll
yeah,
get it back in the music. I promise you. Show Cozy. Moving on though, real quick. We said rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne. And since I got you on here with
yeah.
the assumptions, I know you want to give a rest in heaven to one of your assumption mates, don't you?
Man, my man Ace Spacey, man, you know, yo,
Yeah,
if it wasn't for Ace Spacey, man, there wouldn't have been Assumption.
that's a fact. That was a bad boy too,
Yeah,
y'all. Bad.
man. If it wasn't no Ace Spacey, there would never been Assumption, man. And if it wasn't for Robbie D, there wouldn't have been Assumption. You know,
DC. Yeah.
and I gotta say this, man, because they was the most two loyal, honest people that musicians that you ever gonna meet, man. Even to Robbie D, he know I tell him whenever I put a band together, he's always gonna be my lifetime drummer. You know,
Whoa. Can
because
I speak on that? One of the sickest. Can we give Robbie D his flowers? Because that's what me and Cozy Mo here to do.
you know,
Robbie D, hands down, Philly's finest drummer, man, worldwide, probably one of the top 25 drummers in the country,
you
bro. And
know,
I'm talking major or underground, bro, for real.
it's the loyalty, man, that what keeps people, man. And his loyalty, man, is so genuine, man. And I'm not just saying that because on camera. I'll tell him that face to face, man. He's one of the loyalest person, man, because
Yeah,
whatever Cozy Mo better wanted to do, he stood by it, man.
facts. Yeah.
He
And
stood.
Robbie D is my as you know, he brought me to you. Without Robbie D, me and you wouldn't be here at this moment in time. So,
Yeah,
at the end of the day, me and Rob had done tracks. He's executive produced some tracks for me. He's dropped some drums. He does vocals. That's my that's kind of like my OG that taught me how to the hustle game as far as the DJing and all that. So we
yeah,
giving big ups to Robbie D. Assumptions that Ace, man. Ace is up there with Ozzy, bro, for
yeah,
real.
man. Ace Spacey, man. He's anything I do or what I do, man. His name always come out my mouth, man. When I meet different musicians, man. I let them know if you guys ever knew a person named by the Ace Spacey, his grandfather was Sam Blackie. I mean, I can't think his grandfather name. But he was a legend. You know,
He was big in the jazz. He was big in the jazz, right?
he's a legend. I can't think of his name, man. It was just on the tip of my tongue. I hate that.
I
Sometimes I
know.
talk about certain stuff, man, and I
Yeah,
can't
you get
think of
it'll
his
come
name.
back to you. It'll come back to you. So,
Um,
all right, Cozy. So we started with the Beatles. We got big into the Beatles. Let's go into a little. Now we going to the infamous, maybe the greatest solo artist of all time, Michael Jackson, dog. That
yeah,
boy Michael
I,
Jackson.
I gotta say, Michael, 'cause Michael was my idol.
Michael
That,
was all idol, bro.
that's who gave my. That's besides my mother that was singing and my brother that was a musician. Michael was the one that had me getting in the mirror, man. You know, from a
Man, yeah.
well, I made. Listen, it's a funny story. Remember, I told you how my wife was my biggest critic, right?
Right, right.
You know, I used to do the same thing. Mike grabbing his pants,
Mm.
and my wife told me, "You're not Michael. Stop right." That was one of, that was one of my biggest,
He had to pull you back.
one of my biggest, for performing on stage. If I'm grabbing my crouch, and
Yeah.
my wife said, "That don't look good on you because you're not Mike." You
Yo,
know,
big shout out to wifey Mo Better for
yeah,
saying, Coach Dozy, quit doing that. You ain't Mike.
yeah. So that was one of the things that on stage that I had to learn to stop doing because I wasn't Michael. You know, and it didn't look good on me. You know, and she was right. You know, so I mean,
Mike
yeah.
Cozy, I stayed with them zipper jackets. Mike's them zipper jackets was fire. The fire red one. Woo!
So Mike was my idol, man. You know, he was definitely one of my biggest influences, man. Yeah, yeah,
Hey,
easy.
it's
Yeah,
they call Michael Jackson the king of pop, revolutionized the music industry and became a global icon. Michael Joe Jackson was an American singer, songwriter, dancer, one of the most influential, iconic pop music entertainers of all time. Now we're gonna change that. He was the most influential entertainer of all time. I mean, you talking a top tier singer, top tier writer, top tier performer, and probably the best dancer of all time.
yeah.
Right, Cozy?
Mike. I have to agree with you with that 100%. Mike was a Fed Stairs itself, man. I mean, he was definitely
Fred
he,
Astaire,
yeah, he
bro.
was Fred Astaire, brother. You know what I mean, believe it, I
Uh,
think he probably got a lot of his dancing from looking at him. You know, what I mean?
yeah,
For real,
yeah,
man.
that's
You know, Mike had
yeah.
Mike had a lot of styles in him, man. You know, he
Yo,
had a lot
look at
of styles
so
in
look. Check out the yo. I'm just checking out the live chat. We got Deeper Entertainment on there saying much love and respect to the boy Cozy Mo Better in the man cave and all that. Micographers.
that,
Thanks for
that's my
tuning in.
that's my management company, man. Dice, man. Deeper
Yeah,
Entertainment. You know, I had to shout them out. I told you I had to shout them out, man. They the ones that picked Cozy Christmas out and do you
Cozy
feel me?
Christmas.
And, you know, what I mean? Haters
That,
mad, you know. That's the president of Deeper Entertainment, Dice. You know what I mean?
yo,
So
nice.
definitely
Big
got to
shout
shout
out.
them.
Big. We want to appreciate you for checking in and taking care of Cozy Mo and that Christmas album, y'all. That Christmas album is about as fire as the wood you put in the fireplace.
Yeah,
So cop that. Yeah, get that on vinyl. So Deeper Entertainment. Hey, Cozy, you need to let them know that EP with me and you coming. So we might as well go ahead and start shouting out all these entertainment companies and getting it ready, right?
definitely, man. You know what one thing I got to say about Deeper Entertainment, man, you know, they're taking care of Cozy Mo better. You know, out of any kind of the entertainment business that I've been with, they're definitely in Cosimo corner. You know, even when I'm not doing things, they're working for me, man. You know, and the president is definitely loyal, man. He's a loyal dude, man. That he's taking care of me. I can
Yo.
truly, you know, he's not a cutthroat. You know,
Mm.
there's a lot of cutthroat entertainments out there, businesses out there, man. So I got to shout out the Fam Nation. You know what I
Oh yeah.
mean?
Yo,
Definitely.
this game could be cutthroat. There's a lot of snakes in this game. It's a lot of, and me and Cozy opened up the intro with the Micographers on the open mic Sunday 8 p.m. You rocking with Cozy Mo, Deeper Entertainment. We here. We want to appreciate Deeper for showing love, man. We here. So Cozy, next on the list, that bull, man. Well, now I don't know too much about him. I know a little bit about him. He, Elvis Presley, that dog, man, dog. So one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. He was a pioneer of rock and roll, considered one of the greatest cultural icons. I mean, Elvis, man, this is how the only thing I know some Elvis songs. I don't know if you know a little more Elvis, but one thing I could say, Elvis said,
I probably know is about as much as you know.
yeah.
So, I found, I grew up watching Elvis Presley by watching him in the movies and things of that nature, TV shows and things of that nature. Was I really a big fan of Elvis? Not that much, Like I said, I got into Elvis by watching Elvis Presley on TV and little movie sets.
So he did a lot. He was in a lot of movies, right? He was like that act. He was like that musician that was really the first one that transformed into like an actor, right? Big actor.
Like the Beach Boys, thing of that nature. Yeah, I went way back on you, right? Yeah, the
Beach Boys. Yeah, I know them. I know my shit. So Elvis, Elvis. But you know what I can say about Elvis is when we talk about stage performances, we talk about performers. Elvis might not have had he had one of the most distinctive voices out there. Everybody know Elvis' voice, one of the most distinctive, but his stage presence was raw. But one thing I could say about Elvis that I'll give him props for, and I can compare that at the end of the segment. We ain't got too many rappers on here, Cozy, but we'll go into the rap situation last on the list. But I can go ahead and dive into it now. If I had to compare Elvis to somebody that's relevant to somebody I know, I guess I could compare Elvis to Eminem, like the rapper Eminem. Like you in a quote unquote black sport, black culture. Hip hop is black culture, even though there's been a lot of not great, but good white rappers. Eminem is up there as probably the rawest white rapper of all time, doing black culture, and that's what they say that Elvis did. Elvis was like that first white guy that was in a black culture world or whatever,
Yeah, I have to agree with you 100% on that. Eminem was he's definitely a soul rapper, man. That had that African American style with him. Yeah, Eminem was
fire.
Eminem is definitely hell to be reckoned with, man.
And that's how I compare him to Elvis. I say Elvis. We weren't big fans of the rock. I probably could pick other rock and roll guys that I would prefer over Elvis, but we gonna give him his props here in the open mic. It's probably one of the most influential, right, Cole?
Why not? He deserves his flowers too. He's the greatest artist that was out there, man. Solo artist out there, man. I put it like this, man. Anybody that's a legend, man, that's out there that made it in the world, that has music out there, his craft out there. Why not give him his flowers, man? Because if he wasn't, you wouldn't know who Elvis is. And that's how it is, man. With anybody that's out there that got music out there in the world, man, your craft, man, whatever you do, man. If you out there, you made it in the world, you built a legacy around that. You deserve you deserve them flowers, man. Because that's what it's about, building a legacy. They're gonna be talking about us one day when we're dead and gone.
Man, they already look. This is what I like about man. This is why I fucks with not only me and Cozy Philly kids, but at the end of the day, we always been the same. We always had that kind of glue because we was always like, man, sometimes fame, money, accolades, all them things are great. But you know what's greater than that? Leaving a legacy, man. You're going to be able to go on YouTube when Cozy Mo gone. You're going to be able to go online when Scully gone. And our shit, our music that we drop, our videos, our Cozy Mo Christmas, our side B Scullies, them bitches last forever, man. They ain't going nowhere. They in the cloud, bruh.
That's and and that's a lot of people don't understand, man. When you get into this game, it's about building a legacy, man. That's what my dream and goal was. Always about to build a legacy. You know, it wasn't always about the fame and all that stuff. No, I want to build. I'm into this to build a legacy, man. So when I'm dead and gone, man, people can go back and be like, "Wow, he was a hell
Yeah,
of a writer. He was a hell of a singer. He did this
right.
in the world, you know. He did this for the people." But
Mm-hmm.
that's where I'm at, man. You know, trying to do things for other people, man. You know that.
That's what's up, Cozy. Because you know what the other end of it is, and unfortunately we gotta look at it from the other end. Like there's a lot of people that wish they had the heart and
Yeah,
the tenacity
yeah,
that could do what me and you do. Get on
yeah,
stage and
yeah.
get ready. Yeah, you know it takes a man. It takes a hell of an artist to get up there and put yourself on the line and get booed or applauded and not
It's,
give a damn either way it go.
it's
Right?
not easy, man. You got to have the. You got to have the. You know, it's not easy. People think it's just easy to get on a stage to perform in front of thousands and thousands of people, man. And it has. First of all, it has to be in you. God has to put this in you. You know, that's why it's not so many of us that's doing the things that we're doing. You know, that's why a lot of people are standing on the outside, hating, wishing they could do the things that we do. You know,
Cool. Yeah, they
it's
mad
things-
haters.
but
Mad haters.
it's, but it's things that other people do that I can't do, or things that you can't do. You know, so I'm never going to hate on people because it's something that you're doing better than something that I can't do, you know, because truthfully, all of us got talent, hidden talent, man. You just have
Mhm.
to find it and search for it. You know what I mean? Each and
And you
every
know,
one out here, man, have talent. Like you got
and
cars, you got
yeah,
racing drivers.
yeah,
There would be
yeah,
no car racing. You
right.
know what I mean? I couldn't be driving no car 100 miles an hour
Right. Those said I ain't on that.
You got to
Yo,
be so people got to have certain heart and determination to do certain things, man. Just like you got mountain climbers that be climbing mountains and thing of that nature. You'll never catch me climbing no mountain, but I ain't gonna
mm-mm,
hate on you because you doing it and I can't do it. No way.
right. But
On
you
that,
know what I like to also and then we move on. But I like you said, everybody got their talent, and being an artist, being a writer, putting yourself out there on a stage by yourself. I don't care if you got a band behind you, you still got the microphone in your hand. The vocal is yours. You know what I mean? The world is yours at that time. The stage is yours. But to my people, you know what? This is what I say about people that are watching that wish they could do it, or actually they got the talent to do it, they just don't have, and you said it, the determination and the drive. It's
determination.
better for you. It's better for you to jump up there and just do your thing instead of quitting. Don't quit, man. Always have that drive to try to get there.
Never be a quitter, man, because if somebody tell you something that you can't do, never quit. Don't listen to nobody telling you what you can't do or what you can be in this world. You could be and do whatever you want in this world. It's up to you how far you want to take it. You know, just like if somebody told you you couldn't tie your shoe. If people walked around with their shoes untied, they'd be tripping everywhere.
Yeah, and
So,
it, motherfuckers be tripping out here.
yeah,
They already tripping, Cozy, but they really
that's
tripping.
man. You know, you gotta have the drive and believe in yourself, regardless of anybody else. As long as you believe in yourself that you can do what God gave you to do, you can do it. You know,
So next
do it.
on the list, Cozy Mo, open mic, Micographers. Me and Cozy Mo better. Philly's finest, Philly's kids going through the top influential artists of all time. Not in any order. Of course, we not gonna say everybody, but this is just a list. Next on that list, Bob Marley,
Oh,
Cozy Mo.
man,
Bob,
come on, man, come on, come on.
come on, man. Smoke something, put something in the air for Bob Marley, a Jamaican reggae singer, guitarist,
Listen,
songwriter, united communities around the world with his music. Cozy
listen.
Mo, how you feel about Bob Marley though?
I feel about Bob Marley. I had a lot of Jamaican friends,
Mhm.
and they were the ones to introduce me to Bob Marley. Jamaican music, well, Bob Marley music, period, is lifting, it's light, it's happiness, it's freedom, it's joyful. It could change your life. He's one of the greatest
The greatest.
of all time when it
Man.
comes to writing, real music. Yo man, he
The lion. The lion. They call him the lion. That's the lion of the music game.
super cat.
Bro, like, bro, the movie Bob Marley, the Bob Marley movie was real raw. I don't know if you've seen it, but the biopic with Bob was raw because it actually broke down not only just his what how he wrote, what he wrote about, the reasons why, but
Yeah.
the reasons why his writing was and his music was so influential and uplifting is because he was in the middle of a war with
He lived it.
right.
He lived it. He lived it, man, from his
Yeah.
country. That's why, to be honest, they try to stop him for singing his music, performing, because he had too much messages in his songs, man. You know, for the black culture, man. You know,
And one thing I want to say about Bob Marley, great people leave legacy, Cozy. Go ahead, Cozy. I got you. Go ahead.
When his son took off,
that's what I was about to say. Yeah.
You know, like I said, it's about building a legacy, man.
Yeah, that's that's crazy. We were just about to say the same shit. Like, look, this man, Bob Marley, was already phenomenal and one of the greatest. You could put him at 1, 2. You could have him in your top 5 greatest artists ever, and he's in ours. But when you turn around and you make kids, Damian Marley is the closest thing to his pops. Ziggy, all of them.
You know what I mean? Yo, man, you know, it's besides Bob Marley, I'm gonna say Jamaican music, period, man. It's all lifting and life experience that people can learn from, man. You know, I love Jamaican music, man. I love Jamaicans, man. You know,
that's the realest cats ever, bro. Super cats, like you said.
They taught me in so many ways with sound.
Right.
Production. They had one of the greatest production out here in the world, man.
Well, you know, Cozy Mo, you already know we got 2 EPs coming. Cozy Mo got an EP coming in the next few months. I got an EP on its way around Halloween. Big shouts out to Will Champ, Apex Entertainment, Glorious the Ace. We already cooking. But when you hear Cozy Mo and Scully in 2026, because we coming, Cozy, right? We coming for them. Y'all already heard it here first. We dropping that reggae track on their head, Cozy. We dropping.
I got something. I got something that the world's going to be like, wow, that's Cozy. Yeah.
Hey, Cozy, I ain't gonna lie. If you got a little space on there and you need if you need that Fire 16, you know my email. Send me out.
Listen. Well, that's already going to be in the making now. Yeah.
All right. So next on the list, Cozy, we gonna start breezing a little bit. We got some groups on here. So probably one of we started with the Beatles, then we went into Mike, then we went into Elvis, then we went into Bob. Now we're going to another group, and this group is Queen, right?
You know, how you been reading my mind? Because I was getting ready to say Queen. Another one bites the dust. Yeah, man.
We will rock you. We will rock you, bro. Like, Cozy, there's a reason why it's been 10 years and we still connected music.
That was on my tongue. I was getting ready to say Queen. You know what I mean? Yo, man.
That's
That
how
was
great things. So Queen, let me tell them about Queen, and then you tell me how you feel. One of the most successful, important rock bands of all time. Unique sound, live performance, classic hits, record breaker album, theatrical elements, celebrated lead singer, some of the most defining characteristics. All right. So how you feel about Queen and man, what's the name? The lead singer was nuts, bananas.
this is what I'm trying to tell you, man. When Queen first came out, man, you know, another one bites the dust.
Another one place that we will
The
rock
black
you. That shit hard.
culture, the black culture, African America went crazy. Why?
Yes. That's
Why?
yes.
Because they thought that was a black band.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you right. You right. Well, to this day.
To this day, they thought that was a black band.
Yeah. Because of the
Queen,
different, because of the energy
Queen was one of the baddest bands.
ever.
Lifted black people too.
Who you putting? So who you putting? We started with the Beatles. You think Queen could who you taking, Queen or the Beatles?
Listen, man.
I'm taking Queen, bro.
I can't. I can't. The Beatles had a black style.
Yeah.
Uh,
But Queen
Queen,
just the energy of Queen and they lead singing.
Queen had that black energy,
Yeah.
but the Beatles had that black style. That's
Right.
what kind of pushed them the way they was being pushed. Queen, they had that energy, but they still was in between rock and roll. You know what I mean?
Right,
But
right.
it seemed like they still had that black image with them, far as though they were white. They was a white group. But I
Right.
mean, well, the Beatles, they was like from London and stuff like that.
Yeah, they were from America, right.
Right. So Queen was more of American style. Uh,
Yo, big shouts out to remember I told you
can't
it's
take
it's
that away from the Beatles, man. I love
yeah.
Queen. I love Queen, but I would still have to go with the Beatles on top. Yeah,
Okay. I feel you. Like I said, everybody could put these different artists in different
the reason why I
like
say that, just like the group, the Monkeys.
yeah,
I
that
mean,
was my group. The Monkeys, that was my boys.
they made
That's
it into
my
a
hair.
TV
That's
show.
my young hair, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they made it into to being on TV and making their own shows and things, TV shows.
Remember the
Queen,
TV show they had? That was my shit.
Queen didn't make it that far. You know,
Yeah.
as far as getting into the movies and TV shows and things of that nature. So, like I said, I love the Queen because of this, the music that they put out. You know,
Mm.
but the Beatles was just something that I turned on TV on Saturday morning. It was cartoons. Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Yo. So I got it. And you know what? I guess I got to. The reason why I go with Queen is because as big shout out, like I said, we're working on the EP with Will Champ, who was one of my first producers when I was just digging through crates trying to find my way back in the beginning. And now it's crazy how this last year has brought everyone back together. Cozy Mo,
Yeah,
Robbie D,
yeah,
Will Champ, the whole me and Mike on the Man Cave. I'm talking 20 years friendship and business with these dudes. One of the first hits he gave me was he sampled that Bohemian Rhapsody. That mama,
yeah,
bruh.
yeah. Okay,
Will
okay.
Champ. Tell him, Will Champ, I am the only artist, I promise you, that was that first sample that had a track by that Bohemian Rhapsody, bro. Big shouts out to Will Champ. That was hard.
Yeah, man. You was like I said, man. For you, see, a lot of people don't know, man. Scully, man, how magnificent and amazing you is, man, by rapping. Being an MC, man.
I appreciate it, dog.
They don't know, man.
Hey, you know what? If they don't know, Cozy, I appreciate the flowers. And there's me and Cozy Mo, we got no problem. Not because we Philly dogs, but we respect each other's craft. I'm giving Cozy Mo his flowers by bringing him on the open mic because he deserves this. He deserves a lot more because he Cozy Mo. But Cozy, if they don't understand Scully, that's okay. I'm just gonna keep feeding it to him, man. It ain't gonna stop.
You know, Scully, man, is the artist, man, that everybody should have in their catalog. You know, as far as rap, you know, if you ain't got Scully music, you need to start putting it in your catalog. You know,
Yeah, that's all
and,
right.
and to rock and to rock a stage. You know, I'm not going to take this away from a lot of rappers, but a lot of rappers can't perform.
Mm, mm.
You
That a
know,
lot.
a lot of
Most rappers can
you
perform.
know, a lot of rappers can't perform, man. You know, a lot of them stick behind the studio.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the complete opposite of what we are. We
You
are
are
live performers.
you are an entertainer. You are an MC. You can perform. You can rock the crowd. I'll never forget the last show that we did, dog. That you you had the
Yeah,
whole the whole restaurant show. It was wow. When
that
you
shit was hard. That
when you
shit was hard.
you stepped up to the mic, even though the band was playing, even though I was performing, but when you stepped on the mic, the
Shit
crowd
changed.
went crazy.
I appreciate it, bro.
They,
And it's
they, you
only because you warmed them up. You Cozy mowed them up, and then I hit him with the left hook, and it was a rat. And then the assumptions just took them all away.
but
All
it was definitely it was definitely a rap when you stepped up to the mic, man. You know, and
I appreciate that, bro.
that's what I missed it, man. You know,
Yeah, but
like I
that's
said,
okay.
God does things in mysterious ways, man. He brings people back in
You know
mysterious
what?
ways. You know,
I'm glad you said that because God had to take me. I felt like when you see me at that point, I felt like I was always raw, right? But I felt like I had to step away. And I knew that as an artist, growing up on Jay-Z, Nas, growing up on Rakim and KRS-One and all them, I wanted to be a bigger artist than I was being. And I felt like I needed to get away and get back. And now I feel like now I'm at the point where if Jay-Z, now this is the time I wanted to be Cozy when back then I'd have got a call from Hove or Nas and they'd have been like, bro, Eminem, I want you to be on the track. I don't know if I would have been ready. Now, ain't no butterflies, bro. I can stand up with the best of them. And that's just because God gave me that time for me and you to fall back, do our thing. And then when it was time, it was time. And now it's time, you know?
so I don't know what made you feel like that you wouldn't have been ready because for this, and everybody need to know this. We never rehearsal.
No. No, we didn't.
You got
Nope.
on that stage
Mm-hmm. Drop the beat.
and we dropped the song, the beat,
Mm-hmm.
went in like ham.
And I free and just to put the topping on it, that was a freestyle. You know what I mean?
And everybody thought it was part of the song.
Right, right. That shit was raw. And you know what? And I see why you was because I was upset with myself. I was like, I'm like, this is the beginning. This is
This,
the beginning of Cozy Mo, Scully, the assumptions, but you know, like you said, God mercy mysterious ways, dog.
you know, and the thing about is not too many artists that get up there with a live band and
Right.
you did.
Yeah. I
That
appreciate the flowers. Yeah.
means
Yeah.
your talent was natural.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna say I don't think I would have I don't think I would have been able to hang, but I felt like now I had to evolve into that. You know, as an artist,
Always got to
Cozy.
develop yourself. You always got to develop yourself and grow. You know,
Yeah, you should be you your toughest critic, right? Like you say, your wife is one of your toughest critics, but
I,
you
I,
as an artist is your toughest critic too. So
I
I
definitely I
yeah.
grew I grew into this game. You know, taught myself on a lot of stuff that I wasn't taught. You know,
Right.
when I first got into the game, man. You know, and nobody took me seriously when I first got into this game. Because remember, I played the basketball coming up as a child. You know what I mean? And
You was a Philly baller.
yeah, I was a ball player, man. So coming up into this game, man, I had to really convince people that
Mm.
what y'all see is really going to develop into something that y'all don't know he's going to be. And a lot of people nowadays, yeah, people now know me as Cozy Mo better. Yeah, I
All you
mean,
gotta do,
yeah,
all you gotta do is dribble, hit that 3-pointer, and then once you walk up the court, hit him with the one thing I know for sure.
the thing about it, man, basketball, man, I haven't played basketball, man. This is like I'm gonna say over 25 to 30 years, man, since I played basketball.
Damn,
You
you ain't shot a jump shot in 20 years, right?
I ain't shot a jump shot in about 20. Only jump shot I shot in 20 years is on the Xbox. Yeah, I mean,
Hit that game, hit that joystick.
the thing is, the mind still say that I could probably still get out there and play,
Right.
uh, but your body is speaking something different else, tone different. You know what I mean? It's totally different. You
Well, you
know,
know what, Cozy? Once I say this, just like once a baller, always a baller. I said all you got to do is get out there, get that 21. That you know how we do. We play up to 21 by ones. Ain't no twos. Everything's 1 point. 21, right? And then you get out there and you hit a couple jumpers, get your dribble back. One thing I know for game.
that's that song, man, is definitely gonna be a
Shit, why you think I put that on the promo? That's
it's
my shit.
so that's a lifer, man.
Yeah, that's a lifer, bro.
Yeah, that's a lifer, man. And that's what I always try to write music, man. That's
Timeless.
yeah, it's timeless, man. And
Look,
I'm gonna continue on doing that.
Cozy's sitting here telling y'all, and he right. I ain't even gonna sit in there and hold you. I blew the stage up, but I ain't gonna lie to you. Cozy, man, his stage presence, you know, like I said, is top tier, bro. Like that's why I felt like I knew I had to see my stage. I've been on stages before. Like I ain't even gonna sit here and talk about all my accolades because this you on the show. It's this Cozy Mo hour. But when I saw Cozy, I'm like, yo, I felt pressure. I'm like, yo, when I saw Assumption, look, when I saw Assumptions, I saw Robbie D back there, my fucking like the one that the boss, and I saw Cozy, and I looked over there and saw Ace, and then I looked over there and saw your other home, the producer. I said,
Yeah,
damn, and it
yeah,
was because Cozy is because Cozy Mo Better is Cozy in his self and in his performance. He been doing this longer than motherfuckers that quit and tried to come back and do it again. So it's like when I jumped on it, the only reason why I killed it like that, Cozy, is because I felt the pressure of you and the Assumptions. I felt it. I ain't gonna sit here. I ain't gonna sit here and tell you I ain't feel pressure. But you know what I didn't do? I ain't bust no pipes. We made gold out that.
The thing about it, man. About the thing about Assumption, man. That was a God put together group, man. You don't find too many band members, man, that can play the music that these guys play, man, and to go into the studio and record music,
How's your band? How's your band? We're gonna try to get into these last few great
uh,
artists. How's your band look now? You still got pieces, or you still looking for a band?
the thing is, man, I was just talking. Matter of fact, I was just talking to Paul, production man,
Big Paul, Big White Paul.
yeah, a couple days ago, man. We still want to try to help me put another band together. But it's so hard, man. We tried about like last year we tried to put a band together. but the pieces just wasn't.
It's tough. It's tough.
The feeling just wasn't the same as the assumption.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever be the same. You're right. It's hard.
Once Ace, I think Ace took the band with him. Once he passed away, man, all that loyalty went out the window.
Yeah.
And the only loyal person that I still had was around was Paul and Robbie D.
You know what? This is how I'm looking. You got Paul, who's like, I look at Paul as like the he's like the who was one of the big, he's like what's the name that brought up Whitney Houston? Who was the dude behind the scene?
He's like what's my man Barry Gordy?
He like the white Barry Gordy, bro. And then you got Robbie D, who at the end of the day, the drummer is one of the most important pieces. Who was on the see, we giving them all this good shit right here, Cozy. Who was the cat? Who was the dude with the dreads on the piano?
You talking about Musa?
Yeah, Musa was fire, bro. Shouts out to him. He's still around?
He was fire, but it wasn't I'm never a person that wanna, as you say, talk about people. That's to say, Musa will never play with me again.
Well, say no more then. We ain't gotta say less. So, all right. Well, y'all heard it first. We on the open mic. Me and Cozy Mo say,
I'm just gonna be 100. Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna be 100. Musa will never play with me again.
I get that. I can feel that. You ain't got to say no more, brother. You know how it's Philly, bro. You ain't got all you got to say is one plain sentence, and you ain't got to say no more. So we are looking for band. If anybody out there that's serious and got some background in rocking stages, because me and Cozy telling y'all story, we going back telling y'all stories of the first time we jumped on stage. If y'all know somebody that knows somebody, or y'all got some and y'all want to get down because there's a tour coming. Most Fila.
I'm definitely looking for some band members, man, that's loyal. You can play all the good music in the world, but loyalty is my key for me. Just come do you.
Yeah, loyalty is the big. That's the big.
Because you still going to go through Robbie D to make sure you efficient.
Like if you get through, good luck getting through me and Cozy. But you still got to get through GCE. You know what I mean?
You still got to go. Because Robbie D is always going to be a director. You know what I mean? Regardless if we ain't on stage together right now, he's got that title that he's always going to be the director of checking out the musicians. Him and Paul.
If Robbie D listening, we already know our slogan. That's a good idea. That's all we ever said, Cozy. Me and him always came up with good ideas. We looked at each other like, now that's a good idea.
He's always gonna be my top notch, man.
For sure. The engineer, him and that's the pieces. So y'all know what it is. Hit Cozy Mo up. Cozy Mo, tell them some of your links that they can hit you up at if they're interested.
If they're interested in trying to do something with Cozy Mo better, they can either hit me, they can email me at cozymo10@gmail.com. They can hit me up on Facebook, which is Moses Fields, which is my main page. Don't need to go to Cozy Mo Better page or to Assumption page. Go to Moses Fields.
Yes. That means what Cozy's saying is he giving you permission to hit him up directly because it's business. Let's get it. Any band member, anybody out there that used to play, that just got out of, if you just graduated from and you ready to get in the band,
truthfully, I'm looking for some younger players, man.
That's what I just said. That's exactly what I just said. What about these kids that's coming out? That's just that love all type of music. They just graduated from school, and they just got that natural talent, man.
And the thing is, man, you know, you got to gravitate about not just thinking about making money. You to
Make
gravitate
a
about making
make a legacy.
some music first. I
like
mean,
like Cozy said a couple minutes back. Think about this as a legacy, man. This is bigger than money, bro. I mean, the money is money. Don't get it twisted. Paper's paper.
yeah,
We got to eat. But at the end
because
of the day,
if you got good
legacy
product, you got good product, you gonna eat. You know what I
fact.
mean? Say herbs and
Yeah,
spices.
yeah,
That's just like Pepsi. You know what I
true.
mean? You got to think yourself as a product. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because this is what this is, building product. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for
If
sure.
these products didn't have good taste, Pepsi wouldn't be in business. Herbs potatoes wouldn't be in business. You know, so
Fact.
you gotta think product. You know what I mean?
You gotta look at it like this: no matter what the label look like, that Pepsi's still gonna be good because of the product, right?
Want to think about branding yourself for one. That's what this is about. Branding, so making a brand for yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's other avenues in this music, man. Getting into the movies, the thing of that nature too. You know, because you know, I haven't done that. You know, so it's a lot, man. That's in this business, man. But you just got to be ready mentally. You
Let
know what I
me
mean?
yo, we here Sunday 8 p.m. Y'all know what it is. We do this every Sunday. We got the mic open with the boy Cozy Mo Better. Philly's finest here. We want to thank y'all all for tuning in. Deeper Entertainment, Most Feeling Man Cave. Big Mike will be back next week. We going through the second half of season 2. So, Cozy, we're gonna go into these last few artists, but I'm gonna put two together because we spending a lot of time, but this is good money right here. So we're going to put two of the greatest artists together. Watch who I put together. Beyonce and Prince.
Well, I was
Well,
I was waiting on you saying, my man, Purple Rain. I couldn't wait for you to talk about
one of
Prince.
the greatest, one of the, look, I don't know what band said it, but it was he was considered one of the greatest guitar players ever. They asked him, who is the greatest guitar player ever? He said Prince. So what does that tell you?
Might learn from Prince. Um, he was influenced by Prince too. You know, Beyonce, she's a great singer. You know, the thing about it, for her to be as amazing as she is by being an artist, I really never got into Beyonce music.
Yeah. I
The,
mean,
the thing is, I'm like, I guess I got on the bandwagon with other people by saying how you know how people really like her and thing, and I really never got into her music. I really
yeah,
never.
there's a lot of artists on here that you
I
can
can't.
say,
I
yeah.
can't name one song about Beyonce.
See, my thing is with Beyonce is I feel like if Aaliyah was here, if the great
Yeah,
Aaliyah was here, I feel like yeah, Beyonce wouldn't be Beyonce because Aaliyah was Beyonce first.
yeah, I got to shout out to my man Terrell Angelo because Terrell Angelo wrote a song for my man Pooh.
That's
But
what's up.
it
Big
was
shots.
it was never market. You know,
Now Beyonce, powerful voice, captivating performance, deep impact in music, record holds all the records for Grammys and this and that. And I get it. We not Beyonce is upper echelon, top shelf, bro. Like,
then,
but again,
but but
again,
then you got to think about there was other artists out here like Tina Marie. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like for me, one of the top artists and R&B singers that I think was out there that influenced me a lot was Patti LaBelle.
Philly, stand up, Philly.
Yeah, I got to give it to Patty, you know, and she doesn't get as many flowers that she should.
Nah, she don't. And stand up to
Right.
and
You know
when
what I
we
mean?
talk about yeah, Patti LaBelle, that's fire. When we talk about Philly artists too, let's throw in Patti LaBelle, Cozy Mo, Scully, Beanie Siegel, and the great, probably one of the greatest duos of all time, Hall and Oates, bruh. Hall and Oates, bruh. Look,
Yeah,
my uncle,
without a doubt,
yeah,
man. You know, and you know, and I gotta give somebody else their flowers too. That's from Philly, their rap group. Um, They from my time. I know them personally. They didn't get the flowers they should have got.
Talking about
They,
Major?
no, they called non-brigade. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Their rap group. They did a lot, man. I got to shout out to my man Dane, Russ, Chris. You know,
Hmm.
them guys are legends, man.
King
They,
Gilly. Big shouts out to King Gilly, man.
shout out to King Gilly, you know what I mean? Shout out to all the Philly rappers, man. Meek Mills, all of them, man.
Pink. Shout out to all the Philly artists. Pink.
I, I,
Yeah.
I got to give, shout out to all the Philly artists, man.
Big
Sw-
Willie. Will Smith.
yeah, Will Smith is definitely an icon. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Can't no look, Will Smith still raw. He dropped an album a year ago. That shit was fire, bro.
Just like I got to shout out to one of the hottest DJs, man. That taught Cash Money records. His name is Grand Wizard Rashane. Um,
Yeah. Big
one of
shot.
one of the baddest DJs in Philadelphia. Taught Cash Money and you know what I mean. And I got to shout out to my cousin Icon Ron. Yeah,
Mm.
7 Franchise Live, Ronnie Ron. You
Mm.
know, um,
Man, look, Philly
Philly.
got a lot. Look, Philly got a lot. They say New York City got a lot. I think we got way more. We got so
We got,
many
we
people.
got a lot of talent, man. Eve, you know what I'm saying? The list goes on.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
The
glad you brought Eve. Like, man, we forgetting people.
list goes
DJ Jazzy Jeff, the Roots. Big shouts out to the Roots. All
on.
of them.
Yeah, the list goes on, man. It's just that the thing about it, man. We need to stick together, man. Like you had MC Breeze, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You had a lot of people, man, back here in Philadelphia, man, that's legends in this music, man. But the thing about it, if you don't stick together, nobody's gonna know who you are. And
Right. And
that's the problem. You know what I mean? You gotta stick together and give each other flowers, man.
And
Even
that's
if
what me and Cozy Mo doing, and that's what we told y'all in the intro. We started the first 20 minutes talking about, y'all showing y'all neighborhood love, show your homie love, show the vocalist, the little
yeah,
chick that been singing in the church forever. Instead of showing love to these major strangers that ain't gonna spend a dime on you, show love to the people that actually, gonna look out for you. So all right, Cozy. So we had Prince. We could talk all day about Prince, greatest guitar player ever, one of the greatest performers. So the next two I'm putting together, the great Elton John and the great James Brown. Woo! Woo!
funny you say that, man. James Brown, man, his nephew did music for me, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah. His I met his nephew. I know his nephew. Actually, his mother
That's raw.
was James Brown's sister. Um,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. You can't forget James Brown, man. He's
Godfather of Soul, right? They call him the Godfather of
you know,
Soul.
you know.
Um, Elton John, over 300 million records global. Nobody sleep on Elton John, bro. Stop.
Well, we also got you can't forget about the Miracle Genius too.
Yeah, yeah,
Stevie
yeah.
Wonder.
Stevie,
Can't
yo, you know what? I seen him on the list, and there's so many. And you know who I put ahead of Stevie Wonder though. Don't and because I needed, I'm not gonna say I put her ahead, but I seen Stevie on here. But I was like, we need a female. Okay, Beyonce, yeah, the numbers speak for themselves. But when we want to talk about the best vocalist, female of all
of all,
time, there is only one Whitney
well,
Houston.
over Whitney. You know what I'm saying?
There's
Just
only one Whitney Houston. Come on. Now I get you. Philly, Patti LaBelle. Yes, she paved the way. But Whitney,
Yeah, Whitney had that voice, man. That 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 just make your body melt. That's why Bobby Brown wanted to marry her.
yeah,
Yeah,
the,
you know what I mean? I think it was her voice that made him fall in love with her.
The Bodyguard soundtrack, the greatest Super Bowl, the greatest Super Bowl halftime song ever, bro. She murdered that.
Whitney's that girl, man. You know,
best vocalist ever. Can we say that now? Just hands down, bro.
I think we can, man. You know, Whitney, because it's not too many out there, man. You know, that could touch Whitney. You know,
she had 400 career awards.
Yeah, Whitney, different level about her, man. Vocalist.
She holds the Guinness World Record as the most awarded female all time. 6 Grammy Awards and 22 American Music Awards. She won 22 American awards. That means country, jazz, rock, all of it. Killed it.
You know, I know a female vocalist right now. She's so. It's a shame that, you know, it's different in this business now, man. You know, when you put music out, and why I say this because this lady sang so amazing. She remind me of Whitney Houston.
But it's politics, right? It's business and politics.
Her voice should be. Everybody in the whole wide world should know this lady. Her voice is just that voice that you can listen to her sing all day and all night, every minute.
Well, Cozy, Cozy, you know what you got to do then, right? Because me and you, everybody should know who Scully and Cozy Mo is.
She's getting a lot of shows.
So on the EP, bro. Hey, we need her on the EP, bro. When we start cooking this EP in the winter for next year.
The thing is, she's doing a lot of gospel music, and
that's raw.
I think her way is going to it's going to go through the gospel.
That's raw. That's where she needs to stay. Then that's good.
She doesn't put herself in this world. Yeah, she don't put herself in this world, man. But if she was one of those worldly singers,
yeah,
you would hear about her right this moment, man.
You know what? At the end of the day, gospel can be gospel. I get gospel. Gospel is gospel, but at the end of the day, I feel like you can convert and make gospel worldwide. You just got to find a way to do it. You know, it's got to be done the right way. You can't be kind of half stepping and faking and pump faking with it. So I feel like you can do it. It's just got to be done the right way. And I feel like if you got the right track and you threw her on the Scully Cozy Mo album and you came to me.
I told her eventually we're going to be something because, you know, truthfully, Living Without Your Love is not based on the R&B. It's based on the gospel.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, definitely got that vibe.
That's what they got that song based on a gospel song. Living Without Your Love. Yeah.
I can feel the vibes of gospel from Living Without Your Love for sure. That's what I'm saying to you. It depends on how you go at it. Like you can make gospel and you can convert gospel into a worldly type of. I mean, I think it's easy being a writer. I think if I had to ghostwrite for somebody and they said write a gospel song, but write it globally, I think I could. Right. Yeah, it's all about how you attack it, you know, and obviously the beat and the whole message behind it. But
this song that I'm doing right now, it's called "Am I an Orphan?" It's almost based on the gospel song.
That's a hard title. Y'all look out for that. Cozy Mo coming soon.
Am I an orphan?
Right.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, it has a strong message to it, man. That's why I can't wait for the world to hear this EP, man. You know, because like I said, there's a lot of different styles that Cozy Mo Bet is doing on these songs. You know what I mean?
You got a little space on that I like that title. I think my pen can move to that. And my orphan. If you got some, you let me know when you cook it up.
Yeah, it's called Am I an Orphan? Yeah, yeah,
Look for Cozy Mo EP coming soon.
yeah.
So that was all. Now, Cozy, real quick, we're gonna get so. Of course, the kings of hip hop, Biggie, Pop, there's always the conversation between who is better. I feel like one's 1A, one's 1B, and then you got Jay-Z and Nas, who to me is like Big and the living versions of Big and Pac, the 1A, 1B. And then you got guys like, I know Big Mike. I'm gonna go ahead and say this for Big Mike since he ain't here. He loved Tech Nine, and I can relate to Tech Nine because being an underground art, Tech Nine is still considered underground, but has sold over 200 million records, which is phenomenal as an underground artist for real. We can,
Well,
you know,
I love a lot of hip hop, man. But there's one artist out here, man. I just wish that he would have how can I say his music for the way he was, man. That I wish he was still here because the world would have started hearing about this boy. I don't know if you ever heard of this boy called Mo 3.
nah. Where he from?
He's from Texas.
Oh,
Rest in peace to Mo 3.
nah.
You get a chance, listen to his music.
Checking.
Yeah,
He young. He young or he older?
he was Mo 3. I think Mo 3 was like in his late 20s and almost in his 30s before he got killed.
What was he killed? He was killed.
Yeah, he got killed. Yeah,
I'll check him out.
yeah,
If you say he dope, I gotta check him.
yeah, because I did a lot of stuff down in Texas too. You know what I mean? Shout out to
Yeah,
my man, shout out to my man Bushy. Okay, once I got with the labels, I went down and did some stuff.
yeah. I saw you out there doing your thing out there in the south. I was out there in Dallas. You been in Dallas, right?
Yeah, I was at Oak Cliff. Yeah,
Yeah. You was in Oak Cliff.
yeah. I was
I did see you in Oak Cliff. I forgot. You was just there last year, right? 2 years ago.
a couple years ago. Yeah. I did. I
So
did.
let me
My
tell you. You remember Little Flip, the rapper?
yeah, Flip. Yeah, because actually Flip got music with my man Bushy Oak Cliff. You know what I mean? My homie.
Bro,
Yeah,
I was in the studio, and when Lil Flip was doing the leprechaun shit, and he was hot, I
yeah,
was in Dallas in the studio next to Lil Flip, bro. Like record, just trying to figure my way out at 22 years old. Lil
yeah.
Flip was in there making top hits in the same studio. Oh, I know Oak Cliff, dog. I seen you. I see you,
Yeah.
Cozy.
Yeah, so like Mo 3 is like really one of my biggest artists of hip hop. I
Mm-hmm.
love his music, man. Even though he had a lot of gangster music, but he also had a lot of
Message.
inspiration music that, to think, because he was brought up in the church.
Right,
And
right.
boy could
Good.
sing, he could rap,
Well,
and
he got both sides of the fence. He got the street and he got the gospel. That makes a great
his
artist.
brother named Gotti right now is trying to pick up where his brother picked up. You know what I mean? He's just as nice as his brother Mo 3. But I
Mm.
love Mo 3 music, man. It's a shame that he had to go to where he went, man. That's why I said sometimes, man, you gotta when you praising the Lord, man. He don't want you to try to do two sides, play it two sides. You can't do evil and do
Yeah,
God too.
yeah, yeah.
You
That's a
know,
whole nother. I like where you going, Mo. That's a whole nother episode. We might have to bring you on that, but you're right about that. You're
yeah.
right.
I mean, so like I said, I like the Mo 3 because his music is it has a lot of messages in a lot of his music. And
Yeah,
I don't know if he knew this because he was blowing up so big, man. The boy hot, man. The boy,
I'm gonna look for it. I'm gonna look for it.
it's still bringing out music on him.
It's
Uh,
a lot of dudes out in Texas that was that. Yo, Texas, big shouts out to Texas, Dallas. Oak
Yeah.
Cliff and them goons, but I can't believe you was in Oak Cliff because I was in Oak Cliff in the 90s, 2000s, bro. I know all about it.
You
Good
ever
people out there, man.
you ever been to this place? It's like it's a mall. It's called Big T's.
Yeah, the market mall, right?
Yeah, Big T's. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been out the swamp meat, bro. It's the swamp meat, son.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
boy, I know about the swamp
I'm,
meat. They is out
I'm,
there like, yo,
I'm
they
always,
is out there like, why
always
you always calling everybody bull? Bull this, bull that.
some Texas stuff, man. You know, especially my man Bush Yo Clip. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Yeah, man. But that's another story.
I
You know,
bought my I bought my first pair of fake Jordan Johns out there. I'm like, yo, I took them bitches home. I'm like, yo, these ain't Jordans, bro. What the fuck is this? I paid $80. No wonder why you paid 80, because they wasn't real J's, homie. I was like, yo, it's Steve Jones, bro. Baby mom was like, that's Oak Cliff, Mr. T's. Big
yeah,
T's, whatever it was.
Big T's, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you've been out Dallas, man, you know anything about Big T's, man. You know where you was at. You know what I mean?
Fort Worth, North
Worth,
Dallas.
yeah,
Yeah. Went to
yeah,
school out there in Richmond. Yeah, I know all about Dallas, man. Galleria Mall out there, all that shit.
yeah. But
Yeah,
yeah,
big shout.
it's not. You know, I'm into rap music, man. But you gotta, you know, for me to like you, to like your music, man, you gotta have some kind of message in there for me to really to get
I
down.
gotta say something, Cozy, for sure, man. It's been a minute since me and you seen each other. We never dropped that track yet, but you know what? They saved the best for last, right? So I want to say you always been there, repping Scully, most feeler, always sharing, always loving, always liking, always being like, bruh, you futuristic, you want another level. I appreciate artists that sometimes get too big headed and bougie where they don't feel like they need to let other artists know they raw.
That's
Because
the
I'm the
part.
same way as you.
That's the part that I was telling you about. You know, that I know somebody. You know, I knew a person. You know that
Mm-hmm.
they made it big in the world. You know what I mean? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, you know who he is today too, but I don't want to say no. You know the group too,
Yeah, I
but
know him. I know what you're talking.
I don't want to say the group.
Nah, we ain't gonna say. I know who you're talking about, and they not the only ones. You know what I
And
mean? You know,
I
it's
don't
just
want to say who the individual is, but it was somebody that I watched grow up,
yeah.
knew his family,
Mm-hmm.
been in his house.
Mm-hmm.
I seen go to school.
Because Philly, even though it's west, it's north,
You know,
it's south, it's southwest. We all a family. We all know about the big rappers and the big people coming up.
I just asked him to give me his opinion on "Do You Feel Me," which I already know how "Do You Feel Me" song is.
Right. You
You
just wanted to hear it
just
from a
wanted to
big
hear
from a big.
from him. I just wanted to hear from him what was his feedback, which I know how the feedback is on "Do You Feel." Everybody in the world love "Do You Feel Me."
Yeah.
So anytime one of the biggest promotional platforms, pick it up, which is Soul Track. Once they
Mm-hmm.
picked that song, I knew what that song was about.
Right. Yeah. You ain't need nobody. You just wanted the respect
I
and just the ear to hear it.
just wanted to get his response and opinion on it, you know what I mean? Because he's a singer, you know what I mean? And they made it
Well,
real big in the world, you
like
know.
we said earlier, everybody, I appreciate you being there and supporting, as you see me always
Yeah.
supporting Cozy Mo, and we're gonna continue to do that. Cozy Mo EP coming out soon.
Yeah.
You got any dates? Cozy, you got any dates they need to check out on, or you winging it right now?
No, we don't have no date exactly because like I said, we in on the 1, 2, 3. Actually, I just got the last two. We great. I just got the last track,
Okay.
which is the day for the last song.
All right. So y'all wrapping up. You gonna be wrapping up in the next few months.
And that new John is called "Love Is Beautiful."
Okay.
Love is beautiful. and Best Friend.
Okay.
Love is Beautiful and Best Friend. After I finish these two joints, Love is Beautiful and Best Friend, and the EP is going to come out. But yeah,
So y'all need to check them tracks out
yeah.
sometime here. Cozy Mo EP dropping. You already know it's Most Feeler. It's big shouts out to Assumption, GCE, Big Robbie D, Apex Entertainment, me, Will Champ, duo album coming out Halloween. We'll get you loaded up. You already know. Sunday, 8 p.m. every Sunday, all summer. Probably gonna go back to Saturdays in the fall. Open mic. We gonna get. I'm promising them, Cozy Mo. We gonna get you back on maybe the last show of season 2. Get you back on. Give them, and me and you, we'll give them a good 4 or 5 songs and go back and forth. Give them something live. Let them check out something live. Yeah, you know how we do. You know, I'll drop a track. You drop a track. I'll drop. We'll give them a little virtual show, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let's do that. Cozy, look, I appreciate you, brother, for coming on. I told you, you already know. I appreciate the flowers. Flowers given back to you, dog. Before we ride out, let everybody know where to hit you. Names of the albums, whatever you want to let people know what's going on with Cozy Mo in 2025.
Cozy Mo Better, like I tell everybody, man, if they want to know exactly where the song's at, just Google Cozy Mo Better. COZYMOBETTA. It gives you all the platforms where Cozy Mo Better's music is at. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for the new EP, produced by my man King Amarai. Shout out to Deeper Entertainment, Fam Nation. You know what I mean? To Smooth Ryan, you know what I mean? Franchise 2487. Yeah, I mean? Hey man, and shout out to everybody, man, that's been following Cozy Mo Better, man. Like I said, for entertainment is one of my management companies that put a lot of my music in distribution. You know what I mean? Fam Nation play a lot of the stuff on the radio. The Brand of Us, Philly Stream,
Big shouts out
to my man Eric, you know what I mean? And shout out to everybody, man. That's for following me, man. If you tapped in tonight, Cozy Mo Better, appreciate y'all. Again, like I said, just stay tuned for the EP. It'll be coming soon.
Hey, we definitely look. That's what you do. As soon as you got some singles up and you want to get that shit out here, I'm gonna put that joint on the open mic and let them hear it first. They hear it first here.
But continue on playing. Do you feel me? Living without love, critters, haters, mad, chops. You know what I mean? Like I said, if y'all want that cozy Christmas, that up Deeper Entertainment, and he'll get if we is on vinyl. But it's a lot of stuff. You got some shows for Cozy Mo Better. You need me to be on your stage. You have to inbox me, email me at cozymo10@gmail.com. There's definitely time for Cozy Mo Better to get on somebody's stage.
Let's go. Cozy Mo, Scully, Most Feeler, the new Assumptions, Robbie D, Most Feeler, Man Cave, Apex, the whole enterprise, all my independent CFOs, CEOs, all my independent artists, and especially this one is special for Philly. This is for you, Philly. I brought y'all Cozy Mo Better here. Y'all know how Scully do. Y'all know how we represent. We're not even going to talk about the championship season this year, Cozy. How the Philadelphia Eagles. We not even gonna go into why we already chipping this year, right?
Shout out to my Philadelphia Eagles, man. You know what I mean?
Like shout out to AJ. Guess who watching? Shout out to AJ Brown watching us, man. He linked in with the open mic.
Man, definitely shout out to AJ, man. You know what I mean? We chopped it up a little bit last year, that's what I'm saying, man. That one brother right there, man. I inboxed him and he inboxed me back.
Bruh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Bruh. He hit us up. He hit us up in season 1 and was like, I like what y'all doing.
Yeah, AJ, man, that's what I'm saying, man.
Real G.
It doesn't take much. Whoever you are, you know, if you're independent, if you
Mm-hmm.
good, if you're professional, if you're a star,
Oh, man.
if
We all
someone
out here.
inbox you
Yeah.
very prospectively, it doesn't take nothing to just hit that person back.
And you
Appreciate
know what's
the
wrong?
person.
Yeah. Tell him, man. Tell him. And he don't gotta have the time to do it.
Right, he
He don't
don't have
gotta.
to do that. You know, and the
Right.
thing is, if you're human and you have a conscience, then you should have no problem responding to somebody is very prospective.
I mean, Cozy.
You know,
AJ just that dude, man. I hope all the Eagles are like that. I think Saquon and Jalen and Devontae are all like that, but I don't know. I
um,
could speak on. I could
Saquon
speak
is like
on.
that. I've hit him up on the
Yeah.
inbox. He responded back to me. You know, especially around the Super Bowl time when they won the championship. You know,
Yeah. Big
they
shouts out, man. Look, AJ, me, AJ, to the point where I was trying to get him on the show, but you know, it's all paperwork and litigation. I know how business goes, so it's all good. I
I want
sent him a happy Father's
to say
Day.
one thing. I want to say
Yeah,
one more thing, man. Rest in peace to Jamal, man. You know, and to my homie, Big Samuel Grant. You know what I mean? Much love to his family, man. You know, my big homie, man, just passed away.
big
Couple,
shouts.
they just had his funeral, man. Which was Friday. You know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man. You know, my
Man love to his family and all for
yeah,
sure.
one of my best homies, man, Samuel Grant, man. He just went home to be with the Lord, man. You know,
Big shouts out to Sam.
man, I'm gonna miss my man dearly, man. You know,
Yeah.
yeah, brother.
Hey, big time. It's been a week. It's been a year. It's been a week of lost ones. We want to Malcolm Jamal Warner, Hulk Hogan, Ozzy Osbourne, Cozy Modu. You know, we here. Look. This is how you look at it, man. We do it all the time. Me and Big Mike on the open mic. We outro y'all, but I'm gonna keep it real simple for y'all, man. Live your dreams. Take a step every day. Take another step. Take 2 steps one day. Take half a step. You know, if there's haters, let them hate. Holla at your critters. Tell them to do what you need to do and keep moving up. Be like Cozy Mo, be like Scully, and try to but be yourself at the same time. But just try to level up when you can because life is short. Cozy Mo, look, Cozy. This
Just,
is again like I was
just
saying.
one more thing.
Yeah,
Shout out to the Pax family, man. Rest in peace to Lamar that passed
yeah.
away. Also, I want to do shout out to this Johnny Stone. Rest in peace to their son just passed away too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
want,
Rest in heaven to all the warriors, man.
yeah, man.
You know,
These
that's
people,
what
man,
I said.
people that I know dearly, man. You know, couple deaths
Yeah,
just passed. You know, Johnny Stone,
yeah.
Ball,
Life is short.
the Grant, man. You know, I say much love to all your family members out there, man. You know, but yeah,
Yeah,
man, that's what I got right now, man. I thank you for having me on the show, man.
you already know. You
You
know
know,
what it is. Cozy Mo, you know what it is. We go back, brother.
for the people that
Cozy,
tuned
hold
in,
up, hold up. Cozy, this that Philly shit. This is what I'm talking about. We said it. I'm not gonna get on the Eagles, John. You know me. I'm West Philly, Dewey Street, Cobbs Creek kids. Where you like you Germantown, right? Or South Philly. What you
well, well, I'm living in Germantown now, but I'm a Southwest Florida kid. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I know. Yeah, yeah. I know when I came to the lab and shit. I know that was Southwest. I knew you was over near Germantown though.
Yeah, I was born in Southwest, man. You know, I was raised up
Okay.
in Southwest Florida, man. You know,
How's the city doing, man? I miss the city. How's the city looking out there?
man, the thing is, man, city need a lot of help, man. They need to start showing love to one another, man. You know, it's a lot of things going on in the city
Yeah,
of Philadelphia, but
yeah.
it's just that, hey, man, it ain't too much that I can say about the city. You know, I love Philly, man. We just need to start showing more love to one another, man.
Big facts.
That's just That's just for everybody, man. You know, we got to just start showing love for one another, man. You know, we got
Yeah,
to.
they call it the city. They call it the city of brotherly love. So that means we should stand by that shit and start showing love, like
We got
real love.
we got to start taking care better than for our youth, man. You know what I mean? Let our youth know that there's a better way of living than the way that they're living. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, because our bulls, our young bulls, man, is the future. Our young girls is the future, and I know
Um,
they out here. They out here doing like we grew up in the city, outside the city, Texas, Oak Cliff hood, different hoods, cozy.
let them
We
know.
didn't been through the ratchet. We didn't been through the ratchet and crazy shit. But this it shouldn't keep going on. It seemed like it's getting crazier and crazier with the younger generation, and they got to chill on it because they
Let me,
dying young.
let me just say this: the guns will give you 60 to 100 years in jail. Uh, don't let nobody influence you to do something that you shouldn't do. That you're gonna be sorry for later on. So once you've done it, it's too late to be sorry for. So use your brain, do something constructive that you don't have to be sitting behind bars for.
Man,
You
that's
know,
it. That's
you use your brain and not your mind to do nothing bad. You know what I mean? Because the badness ain't do nothing but put you behind bars,
or get you killed.
and it's gonna be too late then. So
Well, Cozy Mo giving y'all that.
you
That's
know,
not even game. That's not even 100 worth of game. That's just something to live by in life.
you know
Y'all
what I mean?
gotta keep it positive. Y'all know what it is. Cozy Mo, I want to thank you for coming, man. As always, we'll get you back on, bro. We here, open mic. Philly's here. Cozy Mo, better check him out on all streams. EP coming soon. Y'all already know Cozy, Scully. You know what it is, brother. We brothers. Y'all be season 2. Y'all be hard pressed to see a squad so composed. From Cozy Mo, Scully, the mic is now closed. Cozy, I see you, doggy.
Salute,
Yeah,
baby. Love you.
yeah. Hey, you know what it is. Hit me up. Let's go.
Peace.
Two loaded guns, plug into open mics, rest, unlace your nikes, call it a night down the turnpike like 2 pedals on the bike, standing on business alike, it's go time even at a red light, strike like lightning hitting a full flight, check your sight, expect nosebleeds at this height, grab a bike, grab a light, park your truck or trike, pull up at our campsite and share your flight.